Hey guys, it's Kathleen with Thrifty Britches, and I have got another What Sold video for you. So if you like thrifting content, then you have definitely come to the right channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and show us the love. As I mentioned in my last What Sold video, I have been very, very remiss in doing What Sold videos, mostly because they're hard. They're very labor intensive. Usually takes me a long time by the time I go back and do all the research and get all the photos and then film the video and then add the photos in. It takes forever. So I am cranking out a couple of them while I am here in Indiana babysitting my awesome granddaughter. So this is part 2 of what is turning out to be a 3-part series of What Sold videos, just because I have so much stuff and I'm only hitting the highlights. I'm not even going into all of the little $8 and $10 items that sold, just for sake of time. So let's get right into it. Okay, I want to start off by talking about Department 56. So I recently went to an estate sale in my neighborhood and picked up a lot of about 14 or 15 North Pole series Department 56 houses, accessories, and at least one motorized thingy. And I paid in total $125 for this. And then I was questioning whether or not it was a good pickup. I'm in a lot of Facebook groups with other resellers. And so most of them were telling me, don't worry about it, you're going to do fine. The reason I was questioning the pickup was because when I was looking at the sold comps, when I started looking at the sell-through rate, which I don't typically look at when I am at sales. I'll just quickly look and see, oh yes, there's several that have sold. But what I realized when I got home was that there were like 90 listed and 5 sold, which is a terrible sell-through rate. So anyway, the other resellers were like, don't worry about it, they're gonna move. And you know what? They're right. It's not even Christmas time and these things are moving. Now, I did sell them to move. I definitely undercut the others that were listed, but nonetheless, I have sold 7 of them already, and we're not even into Q4, which is when I expected them to sell. So I am now at the point where I have broken even. I have made my money back plus $3. So all of this is to say, my numbers are going to be very skewed for this video because I am putting the total cost of goods in for everything that I paid for all of the houses. And so I paid $125. That's what I'm going as my cost of goods for the 7 items that sold. And then when the others sell, that will just be all gravy, if that makes sense. So first up is this doll and Santa Bear Works. This one flipped for $28. Next is the Chapel. These are all going to be for the North Pole series. Next is the Chapel, and that sold for $17. This Letters for Santa sold for $12. The Tin Soldier Shop sold for $16. The Gift Wrap and Ribbons sold for $18. Next was Nini's Dollhouse and Post Office together. So these sold in a lot to one buyer, so they were slightly discounted accordingly. And that they sold together for $27. And then the last is the Elfland Tea Time accessory set, and that sold for $10. So in total, I'm out of pocket $125, but I have made $128 in having sold all of these 7 items. And so everything else is just going to be gravy on top of that. And I have more than half of them left to sell. So all things considered, Department 56, definitely a good pickup, especially now as we're moving into Christmas time. Moving right along, 2 of my other favorite pickups, and thank you to Kayla, the homeschooling picker, because I never would have picked these up had it not been for her, were these 2 vintage Wagner Magnalite pots. One of the pots sold on eBay, one of the pots sold on Etsy. Love listing my vintage pots and pans on Etsy. Okay, so the first one was a 3-quart pot, and I paid $2 for this at a yard sale, and it sold for $24. And then the second was a 2-quart pot, and again, $2 at a yard sale, and it sold for $20. So that $4 investment ended up being a $46 profit. So yay. Now I will caution you, these are heavy, heavy, heavy to ship, but the buyer knows that going into it because they are all cast iron. And the other thing that I'll mention is they clean up beautifully with Barkeeper's Friend, because there was definitely some staining going on some of them, but they came, I won't say perfect because they're old, and they look old, but they cleaned up really nicely. I got most of those stains out, you know, the stains that go on vintage pots. So really happy with that. Okay, next is this Christian Dior One Essential Serum. I don't know what it does. Karen picked it up at a yard sale. She paid $1 for it. It was brand new in the package and it sold for $20. We grabbed this J. Jill New with Tags duster. I picked this up at either a yard sale or an estate sale. I can't remember which one because I went to a bunch of estate sales that were billed as yard sales, so I got them all mixed up in my mind, and this was one of them. But I paid only $2 for this. It was new with tags. I will flash the size up there because I didn't write it down in my notes, and it sold for $28, and that sold pretty quickly within 3 weeks of having listed it. Next up is this North Face hiking shirt. This is in a size extra large in excellent condition. I grabbed it at a yard sale for only $2 and it sold for $15. So North Face is just, it doesn't bring the bucks in like it used to, and it certainly doesn't compare to Patagonia, but I will still pick it up because it still moves. Karen grabbed this Samantha box set of books at an estate sale, and she paid $3 for it. And this is actually the second time that we have sold this item before. Not this very item, but we've sold one other box set before. This was new without the tags or something. I don't know. It had never been used. So I think I put in the description it had been displayed but never read. All of the books, the covers were crisp, and this particular box set has got on the inside of it a game. And so it's like one of those perforated games that you just kind of punch out, and that was totally 100% intact. So she paid $3 for that, and it sold for $20. I like picking up things like that because even though it's heavy as can be, it can go medium out, which goes cheap, so that's always an attraction to the buyer. Karen grabbed these Keen Newport brown hiking shoes. I think the color was listed as like raisin brown, real dark brown, new and in the box. She paid only $3 for them at an estate sale, but they were a sucky size. So these were a size 5. I don't even like to sell 6s, and these were a 5. She had 2 pair of them. So one of them was in this like pale neutral gray color, and then this second pair was in brown. They have been listed for over a year, and this pair finally sold for $30. And if anybody with a freakishly small foot is interested in a pair of light kind of beigey color ones, hit up my store. The link is in the description. Next is a We the Free oversized top in a size large. This was new with the tags. Karen grabbed this at a yard sale for $4 and it sold for $20. I picked up this Soft Surroundings Shark Bite open cardigan at a yard sale. It's in a size 1X. I'm sorry, I picked it up at an estate sale. It was that estate sale where she had this just a closet full of really good brands and everything was $1. So I grabbed this and it sold for $19. Okay, I grabbed this Bob Mackie silk in a 24W when I was in Indiana last time, and I had gone thrifting at the Goodwill. So I paid $6.99 for it. Ugh, that's why I hate Goodwill, if I haven't mentioned that 50 times. And it sold, but it only sold for $16. But hey, it sold, it's gone, small profit, yay. This vintage 70s Izad cardigan really took me back because I used to wear these things. In fact, I'm fairly confident I had this exact sweater. This is in a men's size small, and I paid only $1 for it at a yard sale and sold it for $20. I grabbed this vintage fossil crossbody that was new with tags, which is the first time that I found a vintage fossil bag new with tags. So I was really happy about that. I grabbed this at the hoarder sale. If you remember where I got all that Ralph Lauren blankets, and I mean, I just made a killing at that sale. It's also where I picked up that Villeroy and Bach, which was the first time I had sold China. So anyway, this I paid 50 cents for, and it sold for $37. These Coach Melody T-strap sandals are in a size 7.5, and these were a Karen score. She grabbed these at Goodwill for $5.99, and we sold them for $60. You'll know how much I love to pick up Patagonia. And so I grabbed this Patagonia in a size men's extra large in a black fleece, and it is the vintage cinchilla version, which sells very well for me. Now this sweatshirt had some issues, or sweater or whatever, and it looked almost as if it had been burnt with like an iron or something in a couple of spots, but I just took pictures of them and noted it. I paid $5 for this, and even with those issues, it still sold for $35. I'm telling you, Patagucci is the bomb. Karen grabbed this Coach Madison bag in a black signature canvas, and this literally sold within an hour of me having listed it. She paid $5 for it at a yard sale. It's the same yard sale where we got the Burberry and the Dooney and Bourke bag, and just so many other great things. And we flipped this for a quick $30. I grabbed these Birkenstock Mayari. They're kind of like a gold lame sandal, and I did my cleaning concoction on the footbed, and it came out better, but it wasn't perfect. So they had some issues, and there was a crack in one spot, not like a significant one, but you could definitely see that it was going. So these were in a size 8. I paid $3 for them at a yard sale, and they sold for $28, which, if you know Birkenstocks, that's kind of low for the Birkenstocks, but I was happy about it because they had issues. Y'all know how much I'd love to pick up Spanx. So these were a pair of faux leather Spanx in a size medium. I found these buried in a closet in an estate sale that I was going through on the last day of the sale. I paid only $1 for them, and they flipped really quickly for $32. Okay guys, if you watched the last What Sold video, then you saw that I sold a Drake waterfowl shirt, and this is the second one that I picked up at that same yard sale. Both of them were only $1. This one was not new with tags. It was in a size 2XL, and it was a really nice long-sleeved corduroy shirt, and it sold for $18. Karen won these 2 Beauty Counter Lid Glow cream eyeshadow type things at school, and she didn't want them, so 0 cost of goods, which is our favorite cost of goods, and we flipped those for $22. Next, I picked up this estimated 1946 EST.1946 pair of jeans. They were really cute in a size 14. They were super distressed. I only paid $1 for them at a yard sale, and they sold for $20. Karen grabbed this Dooney and Bourke green pebbled leather Brenna satchel type of bag at this high-end yard sale where we picked up a ton of things, including the Coach that I mentioned earlier, as well as a Burberry new with tags that I mentioned earlier as well. So we scored a lot of high-end things really inexpensively. This was only $5, and it sold for $78. And I was really happy with the sale because it didn't even have the strap with it, and it had one little section, and bear in mind it was a minute little section where the leather had been just flaked off and it was brown instead of green. I just pointed both of those flaws out, and it still sold for $78. And this sold super fast. I want to say it sold absolutely within a week of having listed it, and it might have only been like 3 or 4 days. Karen grabbed this gorgeous Ted Baker bodycon size 0 red dress that is totally embellished with all of these different zippers. Really pretty piece. Our first time picking up Ted Baker. She got that at Goodwill for $5.99, and we sold it for $40. Now that one took a little while to sell. Probably was listed about 3, maybe 4 months, but it's a size 0, and those are just not the easiest movers for us. I grabbed this pebbled, cream-colored crossbody, the sack bag, at a yard sale for only $2. I cleaned it up with my leather cleaner and my Doc Martens Wonder Balsam. Came beautiful, and it sold for $18. When I went to visit my mom a couple of weeks ago in Orlando, she gave me a couple of things to list, and this is one of the things she gave me. So zero cost of goods again. This is a Star Wars anime sweatshirt, and I had a feeling because it was anime that it was going to sell. I was not wrong. It sold for $14. So it's not like it was a huge break the bank kind of sale, but for zero cost of goods and $14, I will take that any day of the week. And the last thing in this what sold video is this Lacoste Rugby. It is in a size medium men's. Karen picked this up at a yard sale for only $3, and we flipped that for $30. All right, guys, so in total, including all of those different Department 56 items, we sold 33 items for a cost of goods of $199.46, which is super high for us. If you've been paying attention to, if you've been watching our other what sold videos, you know that's super high for us. That's an average cost of goods of $6.04. However, realistically, it's probably a lot lower because I haven't sold all of the pieces, but I just didn't know how to break up the cost of goods, so that's why I just lumped them all together. We sold all of that stuff for $854 even. And then when you back out the almost $200 in cost of goods and back out estimated fees of 13%, that's $111.02. That leaves us with a profit of $543.52. So we're really happy with that profit. I know in all of the Facebook groups, I keep reading that eBay's dead, nothing's moving. It's definitely slowed down, but I anticipate that it's going to slow down during the summer because lots of people are on vacation. I'm on vacation right now. My store is closed. This is the third time I'm closing my store this summer. So that's going to impact sales. But all things considered, I mean, I'm still moving a lot of merchandise and I'm super happy about that and really excited to move into Q4 soon. I have been listing as much as I can. I went from last Q4, I had almost 300 items listed to right now where I have just shy of 800 items listed. So my goal is to get to 1,000 items listed by Q4. And so I am really excited to see what this Q4 looks like. All right, guys, that is everything for this what sold video. As always, if you like thrifting content, hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Drop a comment down below, and we will catch you the next time. Bye, guys.